Welcome to Q&A with Doctors A and J, brought to you by Alterman and Johnson Family Chiropractors.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Franca Alterman with Alterman and Johnson Family Chiropractors, and I want to welcome you to today's episode of Q&A with Doctors A and J, where we try to bring you some of the most important points of what we consider the chiropractic lifestyle. Most people know chiropractors for being for adjusting the spine, but the chiropractic lifestyle is not only about adjusting the spine. It's about living your life differently. It's about having a mindset that searches for things that are natural in order to help the body be healthier and to stay well. And today we're talking about acupuncture and acupressure, and our guest is Rosemarie Allen. We just finished another episode with her. I'm going to link both of these episodes so that you can watch both of them if you want to, and all of her history and her training is in our other video, so we're not going to repeat that here, but we are going to start right now and jump into our topic, which is how to support the immune system with self acupressure. And as we know right now with COVID-19, there is nothing really that can be done to suppress the virus or to kill the virus. So we have to rely on the one thing that we have had since we were born, and it is our own innate ability to be healthy. Our bodies want to be healthy and they have the capacity to be healthy, but sometimes there are things that interfere with the ability of the body to do what it needs to do. And so we want to talk about how do we help our immune system. So instead of being the most vulnerable to the virus, we can become the least vulnerable. So Rosemarie is going to take us through some acupressure points, and she's going to teach us how we can stimulate these acupressure points to help support our immune system so that we can become the least vulnerable. Hi, Rosemarie. Thank you for for being here again.
Thank you. Good to be back.
So you want to go ahead and jump right in?
Yes. So right now we're going to work at, just as Dr. Ackerman talked about, work on boosting the immune system using acupressure. Now, in the last video, I talked a little bit about how acupressure came about. It came about really through Chinese medicine. It's a part of Chinese medicine, and it focuses on the energy system in the body, which we call meridians. The meridians, they flow through the body. It's a whole stream of energy. In order to access the energy, we go through the acupuncture points, which are like little gateways that allows us to access this energy system. Once we access the energy system, you have to actually know what points to use so you can fix a certain problem, because all the points have different indications. So right now I'm going to go over some of the points that I know that you can use to help to boost your immune system. I'm going to talk a little bit also about COVID-19, because I was doing a little research and I found that with COVID-19, the way it affects people and why people are dying is because of the virus. It actually attacks the lung, and our body system, which all it can do is work on immune response, then it creates an inflammatory release. So then the virus starts overloading the lung, and then the inflammatory release response that the body gives is really what creates the problem in the system, because it doesn't know how to fix it. So the inflammation creates more fluid in the lung, which pushes the oxygen out of the lung, and then that's why it causes organ failures. So that's basically what happens with COVID-19. So now what I'm teaching today is using these same acupuncture points to help to boost the immune system and to help with keeping all those things at bay. If your immune system is strong, you have a better chance of fighting off whatever comes in. Because if you think about it, our lung is like the most open organ to the environment. Every time you take a breath and you breathe in, we're exposing the lung to toxins and whatever it is that we breathe in. So not only are we the problems on the inside, we're taking things from outside in, and the body has to deal with that with every single breath that we take. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about some of the points. Now, the last episode I did talk about the yin tang point, and this is a major point for helping with calming stress, it helps with insomnia, it helps with headaches, and this is located right between the eyebrows, right here. And a good way to do it if you're doing it on your own is using this pointer finger and doing it from this way. And you're just doing basically making circular motions with the points, circular motions, and then you're actually working on putting enough pressure that you can feel it, but not where it's painful, okay? So that one is yin tong, and that works on all those. Now the other one is large intestine 20, and that one is a major point for lung issues. So I'm gonna put one right here so you can see exactly where I'm talking about, because this guy's face is so small. So this one is right by the edge of the nose. So your finger, when you put your finger right on the edge of the nose and press in and up a little bit, you can feel that point. This point is great for clearing your sinuses. It helps with sinus congestion and sinus headaches. And I always use this point when somebody comes in for allergies or sinus issues. I usually use it, put needles in these points. So what you do,
let me ask you, do you do it on both sides then, or do you just do it?
I was gonna get to that. Yeah, you can do both sides together.
Okay.
But because I'm holding the doll, I wasn't able to show you, but I'm gonna show you now. So you just do this. So the first one was yin tong. I'm gonna mark myself. So I'll look funny in the video, but I'm gonna mark myself. So there you have it. You got yin tong, and you got the two right here on the large intestine point, and you'd be just doing this basically like making circular motion, or you can press in and stop pressing for a little bit, like, you know, just press in, hold it for a little bit and stop pressing. But I generally teach just doing circular motions, okay? So that's that one. And then the next one now is on the lung meridian, which is on lung 2. Now I'm gonna have to tilt the screen just a little bit so you can see where I'm gonna show you.
Okay.
This one, if you cross your hands like this, your index finger is gonna point right where lung 2 is. And it's like right under your clavicle, that bone, the shoulder bone, is right there under the clavicle. So it's right on the inside of where your bra would be, on the inside, and you'll feel it. It's pretty strong, right under the clavicle there, you'll feel it. Do you feel it, Dr. Ackerman? Very sensitive, right?
Yes.
So I would suggest if you're doing it, you could do it together and just put your fingers like this, both finger, because it's hard to do it on the same side. So you're gonna use one hand to treat the opposite side.
Okay.
So I'm doing them both together right now. So I'm gonna put points on where I thought, right, I showed you. I don't know if it will stick on my clothes, but I'm gonna try to mark it on my clothes. So when you do this, like your index finger go right to that point. So that's a good way to mark it, is that your index finger is right there.
Yeah.
Now the next one, oh, so lung 2 points help with anything that has to do with the lung issues. Any kind of lung issues you have, you can use lung 2 for that one. It's really a great point. It works with, for like coughing. If you have tightness in the chest, it helps to clear that as well. It helps with sneezing. If you have a lot of sneezing, you can also use that one as well as these as well. So that one helps with that. The lung 2 points right there. Now the next one is on the Ren meridian, and the Ren meridian is what they call one of the governing channels. So the do is the governing, and the Ren is the other one that matches this. This one comes all the way from here and comes all the way up your system and ends right underneath, in your mouth, underneath your tongue. This is where this meridian ends. And between it and the governing channel, which starts from here and goes all the way back to your anus, that covers the encircle of your body, the middle part of your body. So this point in particular is located right between where you can use like the nipples as a marker and go up like one finger, and it's right on the breastbone, and it's usually pretty sensitive. You can feel it when you put your finger there. It's like right on the breastbone, and I'm gonna mark it on myself as well. I'm gonna show it. So it's right there, like right on the breastbone. When you press in, you can feel it. Do you feel it, Dr. Ackerman?
It's very sensitive also.
Very sensitive, yeah. Very sensitive. So this one works on releasing tightness in the chest as well. It helps with any kind of lung condition that you have. This is like one of the master points for the lung channel. So that's one of our secrets. I'm giving you that little secret.
Yes,
It's
thank
one
you.
of the master point on the lung channel. So anything that's the problem, you can just get to that point. And another thing you guys need to know that we use acupuncture to treat a lot of emotional issues as well too. And this point is one of the ones that I would use to treat emotions of grief, because the lung, each emotions is governed by a different organ, and the lung is what governs grief. All right, so the next one now would be lung 7. And this one is on the same channel, but it's on the inside of your hand. So when it's right on the thumb side of your hand. So when you hold your hand up like that, it's close to the wrist, but it's on the inside part. So you press that. So I'm gonna put the sticky right there. So there's a tendon that comes right up here to your wrist, and it's right on the inside part of the tendon.
Yeah.
And you should be able to feel it. It's like right in the crease of the wrist. It's like almost like right in the crease of the wrist. And you could feel it when you press it. Do you feel it, Dr. Ackerman?
I feel it.
Yeah. And see, when you have sometimes some of the points are not as, you can't feel them as strong, but some of them are stronger. But this point, lung 2, it covers a lot of different things. Lung 7, it covers a lot of things right now. It covers body aches, chills, fever, any kind of sneezing, shortness of breath, sore throat. All these things you can use this point to fix on the lung 7 channel. And then the last one again is stomach 36, because stomach 36, this one right below the knee, if this is your knee and you put your hands like that, right, your knee, your pinky finger is going to end up right where the stomach point 36 is, and it's going to be right next to the shin bone from the outside. So right next to the shin bone, you will definitely feel it if you put your hand like that below your knee, wherever your pinky finger ends, you just slide it in closer to the shin bone, and you will feel that sensitivity. Do you feel it? It's very sensitive. Yeah. So that one now, it really boosts the immune system. It works on balancing the blood and the chi. It works with digestive issues, and it works with balancing your energy, all over energy, helping with balancing the whole system. So that's the point that we use it. Even for longevity, they say where you can use moxa. You know, moxa is a herb that you burn, and you can use that just on that point. If you don't even do anything, just hold it around it so that the heat can heat it up, and it helps to create longevity. That's what they say. I've never really proved it, but I'm still alive. So basically, that's what it is. And I look silly with these, but I'm going to go over them again. So now we have the yin tong point, which is the one that helps with calming stress, headaches, sinus congestion, and calming the mind a little bit. So you can use that one right there, right in between the eyebrow. I know the Indians, they have a little dot right there. Most Indian women, sometimes they have the little dots right there, but that's what that is. And then the next one is on the large intestine channel again. This is actually the last point on the lung channel, on the large intestine channel. So this one is right here. So when you press in, you can feel it. So you can press in at a little up, and you can feel it. It's really strong. Then the next one is on the other lung, it's a lung channel, but these are other points where you cross your arm, and it's right just below your clavicle. So when you cross your arm, your index finger usually just rests right there. And when you press into it, you can actually feel the difference. Then the fourth one is in the middle, the Ren point in the middle, where I tell you it's the strong one to help with any lung issues that you're having. And I'm going to show it to you on the guy again, my Acu guy. So this is it, and it's right between the breast. You can use the nipple as a marker and then go up a little bit higher, but you'll feel it. It's right on the breastbone, and it's very sensitive. When you press on it, you'll feel it's very sensitive. And then the next one is on the lung channel again. We're using a lot of lung, and then we're putting, it's right here on the inside part of the wrist. Like, oh, I showed it to you on this one. It's right in here, right by the wrist crease, and then you're just gonna press on it. And then the other one is large intestine 4, is on the one of the web. Did I tell you this one, Dr. Ackerman? Did I miss
don't
this
think
one?
so.
I think we did. We missed this one. So this is
We missed
large intestine 4. And this is another point that I talked about that is contraindicated if you're pregnant.
Okay.
So far we didn't do any of the contraindicated parts if you're pregnant on this one. But if you are, you don't want to use large intestine 4. You'd want to use this point, large intestine 11 instead. So this point is located on the elbow. When you bend your elbow, it's on the outside of the elbow crease. And if you press in there, you can find it. If that would be the point that you would use instead of large intestine 4, because this one would be contraindicated in pregnancy. All right. And then the next one now would be the stomach point. This is one of the major ones again on the leg, which I say you put your hand and wherever your pinky lies, you press into closer to the shin, and it's like right there. So those are the points that we're covering for the immune support. And if you guys have any questions, also there's some natural things that you can take like elderberry, ginger, honey, lemon juice, all those really good things that you can use to make tea. You can use those to make, I know I'm from Jamaica and we usually make orange, ginger, and honey all together. You make it in a tea where you boil the orange and you boil the ginger root, and then you just pour it and sweeten it with honey. And that's really a really good, refreshing and elixir type drink to help with boosting your immune system and digestive system. Thank you so much for having me, Dr. Ackerman. It was my pleasure. And I hope I can come back and do some other ones at other times.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rosemarie. And we're going to be talking to you very soon. I appreciate all of your help. And I'm going to say goodbye now.
Thank you so much for having me. And thank you, everyone, for watching.
Bye-bye.
Bye.